guys are so funny. You're trying to get me to do this stupid shit. And
She just whispered, "I'm a bad bitch" for anyone who didn't hear. Stop. 420.
I'm lit at Disney.
And the kids asleep in the bath.
There we go. A ball sack station.
That's what a business owner looks like. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Tattoo Homewreckers. This is a podcast where we talk about tattoos, life, and everything in between, mostly in between. My name is...
Sometimes tattoos.
And sometimes tattoos, but mostly...
And sometimes life.
Mostly everything else.
Yeah.
And gay stuff. And butt sex. My name is Callista, and this is...
Lou.
Oh, dang it. I
know.
This is my
it?
best friend, Lou.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. I'm so sorry.
You guys, this is my best friend, Callista.
We're workshopping the intro, as you can tell. I'm really trying to make sure that butt sex gets brought up immediately. It drives away the people
This
who
is a
don't need to
podcast
be here.
not about butt sex, but about life.
Which is
And occasionally about butt sex.
the word butt sex is so funny. So stupid.
Okay, so we have noticed that you guys really like the questions, as in those tend to be our most like popular. And look, I'm not trying to feed like the popularity bullshit,
Yeah.
but questions are something we ask each other all the time.
Well, we actually have a lot of fun, and like it's crazy that you guys also like it.
Yeah.
You know, like typically, I don't know, in our careers, when we do shit that's fun for us, people hate it on Instagram.
Here.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Here in Reno. Reno doesn't like fun tattoos.
They don't like new school.
So in my classic style, I have pulled up questions. I have not read them beforehand, but right before we started, I did read that is 369 questions. And I just liked that it said 69 and it made us both laugh.
Gave me a good goof and a gag.
It's the day after Thanksgiving.
It is.
Cheers.
You want cheers
Yes.
to that? Cheers.
Cheers.
To it being the day after Thanksgiving.
The day after Thanksgiving.
Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. What does your gender feel like today?
A piece of string.
Ooh, that's good. Like a soft string or like a hard string?
No, just a piece of string. Just
Cool.
like that piece of string that you like see on the ground that you're like, what did that come from?
I love that. Yeah. Where is this from? I feel like
And it
a
has no
rat's
purpose.
tail.
Ooh.
Not the hairstyle rat tail, but like a rat's tail. Guinness is down here doing whatever
Chewing
it
her
is.
toenails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever
She
it
gets
is
it from
Guinness
her
is.
father.
You know what? Sometimes it'd be like that. She
Like-
got her being an absolute dictator from me, apparently.
Yes, you did that to her.
Oh, she's so cute.
Okay, so you feel like a rat's tail, not a rat tail, but not a hairstyle.
No.
How do you feel about that hairstyle?
I hate that.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Why was that ever a thing?
I don't know. Caboose loves to bring up the fact that when he was a child, he had one, and then when it got cut off, his mother kept it, and she
Kept it?
Yeah, dude, moms are fucking weird. Oh
Yeah. What?
no, I was like, they're fucking weird because they keep the most random stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, as we're clearing out, we have one last house walkthrough tomorrow, and I'm clearing out a junk drawer, and I have a tooth from Bailey. And that's once again one of those weird things. And so I realized that I'm indeed that weird mom.
Yeah, I used to think it was weird that like people kept their children's teeth, but now I'm like, yeah, I feel like Bailey though would be dope.
Yeah,
Like,
well, I still have it.
If it's a
so.
dog's tooth, I can excuse that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something else other than what does your gender feel like? Oh, we watched Gladiator last
The
night.
second one, yeah.
Yeah, Gladiator 2. Hot take, wasn't good.
No.
It's taken me the whole day to come to terms with that. Like I'm like,
Why?
I can't tell if I like it, but I was bored.
You almost left the theater.
Yeah.
So we went to separate theaters at
Yeah.
the same time because we don't like each other, so we don't want to be in a room together.
Simulated pretending
Yes.
we're hanging out without hanging out.
I almost texted you. To be
Like live
what
tweet.
the fuck is happening here?
Well, I'm glad that you didn't because I was actually 30 minutes ahead. So the theater that I was at started at 10:05 and not 10:30.
Yeah, we were at 10:30.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, And if you have the urge to leave the theater,
Go and see that movie.
it's not a good movie.
Genuinely, I think you were right, though, when you said earlier, like a good editor would have cut out at least an hour.
Oh,
And gotten the
100%.
pacing correct.
Yeah, well,
Because so much dialogue was unnecessary.
and so many things were just on repeat. Like,
Yeah.
why did we watch this person die
Mm-hmm.
3 times in the
Dude.
span of 3 minutes?
I would love to recount it, but I'm not going to because I don't have that much
Yeah.
time to sit in a movie theater again. It's a long movie. But there were so many scenes of of Dude Man fucking taking his hand and waving
Okay.
it through. So many scenes.
So here's my thing with that. That is my favorite thing.
It was funny, don't get me wrong, seeing
but,
it again.
yeah, but then you're like, why are we doing this so many fucking times?
Yeah, why are we doing it again?
Because like I love that, but I don't need to see it over and over and over again. Like that's too much.
Overkill.
Yeah, don't
Overkill.
No. It's
So-
and the shitty part is I love every one of those actors individually.
Yeah.
However, I will throw a tiny bit of shade and be like, Denzel Washington cannot drink out of a bottle.
What the
If
fuck?
you watch that movie, pay attention to the way he drinks. It's all tongue. It's real weird. It's like he has no like depth perception, so he has to like touch it with his tongue first. I
To
don't know
make
what's
sure
happening.
he's going to make contact with the glass.
I don't know what it was. He had a lot of weird tongue action in that movie.
I'm sure it was of the times, but the comically small wine glasses were very funny too.
Oh yeah.
Comically small. And not to mention the just horrifically inaccurate scenes.
Oh yeah. I
Sharks.
will talk about one thing real fast because it's not a fucking spoiler because apparently
It's in the
Caboose already-
trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't watch trailers because I think they ruin
Oh, you
movies.
didn't know?
No, I thought Caboose was lying to me because okay, y'all. I love architecture, and the Colosseum was one of the first pieces of architecture because I learned about like aqueducts and, you know, being English, there's still a lot of like Roman remains, and a lot of our main roads were Roman roads at one point. And so obviously like English lineage is very tied into Roman lineage.
Yeah.
That's what happens when they conquer a land.
Yep.
So I remember like learning about aqueducts from my dad and then learning about the Colosseum, and the way he talked about like how they could move water was fascinating to me that human beings can do that. Because like not a whole bunch of like, I don't know, I'm not going to say no animal does that because like beavers control water, but like
Beavers control water.
Yeah.
They water bend.
they do. They say, hey, nah, we want a lake here. We don't want a
Technically,
fucking river.
Yeah,
Fuck
beavers
you.
are the architects of mammals. Like they are truly just, doing the damn thing.
Exactly. Well, I mean, and like birds build nests, like they build stuff in their own way. But I learned really young a love of architecture through my father and then through learning about like the Colosseum. So when I went and saw the Colosseum when I was 20 with Caboose and my brother, I didn't cry because I was trying to be hella cool. But on the inside, sobbing.
Hella cool.
Sobbing. I'm cool, dude.
So cool. But on the inside, you're crying.
Yeah,
because
on the
you're
inside
like,
I'm
"Oh, it's
crying
gorgeous."
because like my dad had died like not too long before that. And I thought about how like phenomenal it was that like we had discussed at length and we had books that we like discussed how like great and amazing, and to like stand in that area and to be like they could literally flood this and create like battleship things. Amazing.
Yeah,
Like,
witnessing like
phenomenal. Like that is a feat of engineering
Yeah.
that most people like now would struggle with. And so at that point to be able to do that, phenomenal. So I was prepared to watch it and to be very moved by it because I have not seen a movie like on the big screen that has shown the flooding of the Colosseum. And so I was very excited. And then Caboose had like jokingly was like, well, you know, they're sharks. And I was like, shut the fuck up. Sharks would never survive in the Colosseum. The water would not be correct. I don't
like how would they
necessarily-
get them? Like how would they wrangle?
Yes, because they are taking water from a nearby river and putting that there.
So, like,
And if you look on a map, it is not hella close to the Mediterranean. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't know enough information yet. I will by the end of this fucking weekend. By the time this comes out, I will know a lot more because the like TED Talk that I'm doing while we wait in line at Disney
yes.
is going to be about sharks in the Mediterranean and also like the movement of water through
Right.
aqueducts
Quick
to flood the
footnote,
Colosseum.
we're going to Disney. You guys know this, but we have already went to Disney by the time you're watching this.
Yes.
But we are preparing PowerPoints while we're waiting in line to talk about. So that was your subject. Very good. And I'm
Yes.
very excited about it. But yeah, so you saw the sharks.
Yeah, Caboose was looking at equations earlier. I was tattooing him, and I peeked at the computer.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm working on my PowerPoint.
Oh, y'all are
And I was
crushing
like,
it.
Well, I'm not going to, at best, I'm going to Google some random picture.
I'll have an album that I slide through.
I do like when you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to be like, you know what a shark looks like.
Yes.
Picture it in your brain. That's your PowerPoint.
I love that.
I'm here to narrate and tell you facts that I can sometimes remember and sometimes can't.
Love it.
So, anywho, Caboose has a bunch of pictures. If you want to see them, just shoot us a message because he had the best time watching me because as they go to show like the water in the Coliseum, I'm stoked. I do not know yet there are sharks. I think he's lying to me. So I'm also aware this is not nice to like put your feet in this chair, but I don't have shoes on, so it's fine. So I am so excited that I am like crouched in my chair, like fucking ready, grabbing my hoodie, like, oh my God, this is the moment I've been waiting for. I get to see a battle like royale with boats in the Coliseum.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Which has not been done
And like
before.
they've got fired archers, so like shit's gonna be on fire. I got pyrotechnics, I got water. Perfect. Love it. Let's go.
Down for it.
And then sharks. And like not even a specific type of shark, just like some weird random.
I know, like just a AI generated shark where it's like it's not a great white. It's just it's an all gray shark. And you're like, what is that?
And so I went from like the absolute like excitement to just genuinely just fucking full on pouting.
There's a picture of Lou. Oh my God, so funny. I'm so glad that Caboose got it. Where you're just like at the screen.
Because I was so
funny.
angry. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? This would have been amazing. Why did you ruin it? And don't get me wrong, I love sharks. But like you don't put sharks do not exist in a Coliseum.
It was about as corny as Sharknado at that point, where I was just like, yeah, that was so unnecessary. It's already cool that like the Coliseum is flooded, but like some dude bro was like, no, but like we gotta add sharks. Because like our audience isn't gonna pay attention if there's no sharks. Plot twist: the audience wasn't paying attention because the pacing of the movie was off by a lot. So boring.
Oh yeah, it's massively boring.
So
Editors,
boring.
We need more editors in the world to come and be like, nah, bitch, too long.
Yeah, we gotta cut this by an hour. Okay,
These
well,
are boring.
Are they boring questions? That's okay. I have a question for you.
Yes.
How do you feel about ants on a log?
Like the candy?
It's not a candy. It's a piece of celery with peanut butter on it and raisins.
No. The answer's no.
The raisins threw me off.
I don't like I don't like a raisin, first off. And if I feel like a raisin, I specifically want a raisin. But I don't ever want a raisin. I've never woke up and been like, you know what I'm craving? A raisin. Yeah. I also don't believe in ruining celery or peanut butter. I think that those two things separately, and don't get me wrong, I do like celery when it comes to like ramen, and I do have peanut butter based ramen. So I do like them there. But I do not like the texture of the like, because when peanut butter and celery meet, they become slimy. There's a thin layer of slime from the water of the celery, and water and peanut butter, no.
They're like coagulating, at that like entry point.
Yeah, you end up in that weird place that we talked about with white people food.
Yeah, coagulating. Once more, why are we doing that?
No. I'm assuming you like them because you're weird and you want to eat something that sounds like a poo.
I like ants on a log with no ants.
So you like a log.
I like a log. Yeah. No, so I love celery and peanut butter. I think it's really good. I will say, though, celery has its own
Guinness
built-in...
disagrees.
Guinness!
I just heard her go...
She's only disagreeing because she's never had a log before. That's why she's looking at me like that.
She's like, yeah, I would never eat it.
But yeah, celery has its own built-in floss. That's my only, like, real... just disdain for celery is the built-in floss that you're just crunching on it. And it gets stuck in your teeth and it's all fucked up. But I love a chopped celery in a salad even. Really good.
That's why I don't like it. I'm running through. All these are like very like, what's the hardest thing you've ever faced?
Personal questions to ask a girl?
Yeah.
Okay, but
I think it's like dating.
What's one goal you're determined to achieve in the next year?
But these are lame
you
questions.
You could also just ask that to a person. I think,
no,
you know
it's
what?
a girl, dude. You need to ask a girl.
What I'm having a hard time with that in particular is it insinuates that like women are just a different species yet again.
Yeah.
But like in all reality, what I'm getting from that is that men just don't know how to have conversation.
Okay, these are cute questions.
Oh, I'm excited.
Okay. it says comfy questions.
Comfy.
That 365 was like shit that we just regularly talk about that's too heavy. Like, what was the hardest phase of your life? What's something you're grateful for right now? I don't want to talk about that shit.
We're trying to get crunk and have a good time with you guys.
Oh God, I just clicked the wrong thing.
That's okay. It's A-okay. Also, if you guys see me wear the Snuggie for the next like 5 episodes, don't say anything. All right?
Shame her.
Don't.
She doesn't take a shower. She just lives in it.
I mean, are you wrong?
I'm not sniffing. I'm not going to try it.
What, me coming out of this thing is like a baked potato. It's just wafting.
Oh. I was tattooing Cabooses' shin earlier, and I kept getting like a waft of like bad smell, and so I was like, he's my husband, so I just fucking sniffed his foot, and
you
he's
just
like,
keep smelling?
Do you do that to clients? I was like, absolutely not. If a client's smelling, I just tattoo them from really far away.
Yeah.
I should probably not say that, because then people are like, wait, you've tattooed me like that. Ooh.
Leaning out.
Yeah.
Well, then stop being smelly.
But I then was like, it was weird because then, you've had like, I'm pretty sure you've had it. Like some inks like have like a distinctive smell.
Yes. And when it mixes.
I went to go smell, like I sniffed my ink area and he's like, are you using expired ink on me? I was like, no, motherfucker.
You're like, actually, no, this is just acrylic paint.
Like, no, this is just nail polish. It's fine. I was like, no, you have to like, sometimes they have like a weird like smell to them. I was like, but obviously none of them are expired. First off, we bought them all very recently.
Yeah.
Secondly, you have to check expiration dates.
And the ink companies that we use, I swear to fucking God, if you guys don't package things up in more than 1 ounce containers, y'all are pissing me off.
Yes.
Y'all are pissing me off.
We're buying so many tiny containers because no one's making larger ink.
Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
I don't know. Is nobody tattooing anymore? So they're like, you don't need a whole lot nowadays.
They're like, those of you who are tattooing, you have to pay double. Sorry.
Yeah, they're punishing people.
Y'all piss me off with that. Oh my God.
But so I sniffed that. That wasn't it. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, I just keep getting the occasional whiff. Mm-hmm. And so then I because he has the little crew socks, I sniffed above that because I was like, it feels like it's in this area. And I sniffed and I was like, why does that one spot of your leg smell bad? And he was like, oh, well, Bailey gave me kisses earlier. And so I'm like, oh my God, the front of your ankle smells like dog breath.
Oh.
That's not cute. It was gross.
Yeah, for you. When I hear about it's cute.
That means when she's covering you guys in kisses, you're just walking around smelling rancid.
I don't give a fuck. I'm pretty.
That's true. Okay, what's your favorite weather?
My favorite weather has to be rain, dude. I love the rain, and I'm so excited to move to where it fucking rains. Any kind of rain. I just love raining. Not that bullshit Reno rain, though. Or you know what I do hate? A cold rain. Where the temperature's cold, and then it's freezing.
That's where we're moving.
Well, it'll still be green and pretty. But when it happens in Reno, it's just a cruel joke at that point.
Well, it'll be akin to when we were in England. Around the same temperatures.
No, that's fine to me.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
I'm talking about like an Iceland.
Okay.
Like an Iceland rain.
Oh yeah, because that was the dead of winter, 20 degrees outside.
Yeah, and it just sucks. And I'm when we went to Iceland, I was like, no wonder all the people here are just hard motherfuckers, because y'all live in a terrain that also humans should not live in.
I did enjoy. I wouldn't necessarily want to live there, but I imagine how far down we are, we'll probably have extended times in which it's dark as well. Because it's like that in England, more so than it is when we lived in Florida.
Yeah.
Because obviously the closer to the equator, the more equal amount of daylight. I'm letting people know in case they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? I've never lived anywhere that's done that. But I did quite like that when we were in Iceland and we were like, wait, it's 12 o'clock.
It's dark.
And we had lunch and we came out of the restaurant. It was just then starting to get a little bit of light, and it would just get a tiny bit of light, and then at 4 the sun would go back down.
I thought I wouldn't like it, but I did like that. I did actually enjoy it. It was a very relaxing. I don't know why it was relaxing. It was just okay, this is cool.
Yeah, I quite liked that.
Yeah. What about you? What's your favorite kind of weather?
Ooh, I like dreary. I like gray and clouds.
Gray clouds.
Yeah,
overcast.
I like a gray and cloud, and then the occasional little bits of sun. Because one of my favorite things is to watch people go, the sun's out. The sun's out.
Everyone,
you guys,
pay
the
attention.
sun. And then the sun goes away, and you watch them get oh. But then 2 seconds later, it pops out from behind the clouds, and everyone does the same exact thing all over again. The sun's out. I love it. It's so much fun.
That is amazing.
Yeah. It makes me think of that, I forgot that bird that did the like.
That's adorable. Oh yeah, the
Nighttime,
one that does the
daytime.
hooded, the hooded
Yeah,
thing.
that's it.
My generation's version of that is a scene in SpongeBob, where SpongeBob has his hand peeking at the corner, and they're all like cheering for him, and then Squidward puts his hand out, and it's silent, and they keep doing it. It's so fucking silly.
I like that. I like that
That's
a
my
lot.
version.
How do you drink your tea?
Oh, okay.
Also
so,
drink, because your answer was weird about SpongeBob.
You're just literally you're just forcing me to
That was
drink.
weird. Yeah.
Get crunk, bitch. I would say, let me take a sip really fast. Ready?
That was a really slow. That's not a sip.
It was a gulp. Okay. How do I take my tea? I've been drinking Earl Grey recently.
Mm-hmm.
And I've contributed to the lack of hazelnut creamer in this house.
Oh, yes. Because you guys, any sort of black tea with hazelnut creamer, I don't know what it does.
Fire. Why
It's-
is it good?
Yes. That's why I ended up just being like, fuck it, I'll just stick with hazelnut creamer because it's weirdly incredibly versatile.
Incredible.
And it doesn't make sense because you're like, that would not work.
Yeah, you would think that vanilla would be the more
Mm-hmm.
versatile one, but like no, hazelnut is where it's at because it's still like an earthy flavor.
Well, I think
Like-
it's also because like I feel that the vanilla creamer has that like fake vanilla
That
where
artificial
it's,
sweet,
yeah, where it's
like,
like
kick to
metal
it.
and then it's too sweet.
Yeah.
And the hazelnut creamer has vanilla extract in it, but it's vanilla like extract and
Yeah.
not like that weird like
That kick
Yeah.
of like, artificial sweetener, where hazelnut, at least, like, I don't know if maybe
It feels
just
smoother to me.
very smooth. Yeah. So I've been drinking like black Earl Grey tea with a splash of hazelnut creamer, and it's delicious.
I like that people joined us to listen to hear about creamer.
Yeah. I mean, this is what y'all want. How do you take your tea? And what's your favorite kind of tea, by the way?
English breakfast?
English breakfast is good.
Actually, I think I'm English breakfast because I'm loyal, but I think if I had to pick, I'm usually going to go with Irish breakfast
Yeah.
because it's once again smoother.
Any of the breakfasts are very good. Those are
Yeah,
good
I
teas.
appreciate all the breakfasts because they're quite smooth.
An American breakfast tea is just like the taste of like a McGriddle.
Oh,
It's like
no.
fucked up. Like liquid McGriddle.
Yeah. Well, like I used to drink iced tea when I was in the South, but
Yeah.
like I never particularly liked it. It was always just like, just like a little bit bitter in the aftertaste. And then you have to put so much sugar in there to make like decent sweet tea. And then then it ends up being too sweet and I don't like it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Honey and hazelnut creamer.
Honey, hazelnut creamer.
Yeah. The same way I take my coffee. It's the same way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I've realized?
What?
This is almost sacrilegious. I like coffee, but I can't drink it every day. I don't like coffee that much.
No, that's okay. That means there's more coffee for people like me.
Yeah, I just didn't realize it.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, what the heck? And I've also realized, again, this is so annoying. I'm so sorry for everyone listening who's over the age of like 26. The second I turn 26, I've noticed my body is so sensitive to like what I eat now. So coffee, for example, like too
Welcome.
much caffeine will send me into a migraine.
Yep. Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
The next step after that is your boobs start to hurt.
No, I don't want
Yep,
that.
that happens around 30.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
I'm just so sensitive now, and I can tell the difference between like if I've like spent a night like drinking beer versus like champagne, or like beer versus like brown liquors or like clear liquors. It's crazy the inflammation difference
Yep.
that happens during that
Yeah,
time frame.
you're old now. We're going to put you out to pasture. Like, sorry,
I'm
that's
a
how it works.
spinster. I'm still a child bride. I don't care.
You're going to say that in your vows one day.
Yeah. I'm so happy you chose me to be your child bride, as everyone cringes.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
I'm going to make everyone
I
uncomfortable.
really hope they're younger than you because that would be even fucking funnier.
I'm so happy I chose you to be my child bride.
Some big fucking Kiwi.
Yeah, straight up. The most masculine person you can imagine.
I fucking love that. Okay, what's your favorite dessert?
Oh my goodness
You did
gracious.
just have a molten chocolate cake.
I
the other day.
did, and that's how I knew it was a bad period. Again, it's so different. Like pain, and like part of it is my body's reacting different, and I feel like also another part of it is that I'm listening more again. Yeah. So I'm like finally being able to recognize what's happening, but it's a bad period when I crave chocolate. Had that molten chocolate cake, very good. Could only eat like half of it, and then I
Yeah.
saved the rest of it for later. But I would say my favorite dessert truly is probably anything with whipped cream in it.
Dude, I fucking love whipped cream.
I know. I need to find that like low calorie like whipped cream. They make it now. It's like supposed to be like fitness friendly, but like I'll eat a tub of that thing. So I don't know how much of a good idea.
So here's my thing with that is that I think it's fine because I think it's the same way with Halo where like I loved Halo because if you let it defrost for a minute and just like thaw out, it gets like the correct consistency.
Yeah.
And then if I did want to like eat an entire carton, I was eating 300 calories.
And you felt good about it.
Yeah. So I was still like, that's fine. Whereas like, you know, if I want Tom and Jerry's, then I have to be like really careful to not overeat it. Otherwise I like physically don't feel good.
Did you say Tom and Jerry's?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, sorry. Ben and Jerry's? There you go. Tom and Jerry, Ben and Jerry, same thing.
Same thing. Also, can we talk about how great of a political activist that the company Ben and Jerry, not, it is Ben and Jerry's. Now I'm going to forever say Tom and Jerry's. They're amazing. Y'all are crushing it. Wait, but favorite Ben and Jerry's flavor?
Oh, I don't have a favorite Ben and Jerry's flavor.
Cherry Garcia. I like Cherry Garcia.
Why?
Because it's like tart.
What are you fucking like?
And it's
deadhead?
dark chocolate. What?
Jesus Christ!
And the dark chocolate's really good too.
Do you even know who Jerry Garcia is?
No. Who the fuck? Is that a thing? Wait, is it supposed to be a thing for Jerry Garcia?
Yes.
Oh my god. Again,
look, I'm not educating her. Someone else needs to shoot her a message.
Y'all need to tell me.
Fucking explain this. I'm not getting into it.
Don't. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Jesus
I can't wait to see who DMs me.
No, for that you drink. Shame.
Fair
you don't
enough.
get to love Cherry Garcia. No, I think I like most of their ice creams because like I really love ice creams that have stuff in them. Mm-hmm. And they are like, you know what? We love ice cream with lots of stuff.
It's the texture too.
Yeah. Like, I mean, for the rest of my life, if we didn't have like such short periods of time when we went to Florida, we would absolutely go to Rodeo Whip so you could have their garbage pail.
Rodeo Whip?
Yeah.
You get a garbage pail of ice cream?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
I can see how
I literally thought, I imagined like a
Rodeo Whip is a little mom and pop ice cream place. It's like a drive-through. Technically you can go in, but it's not like really nice.
Yeah. So everyone goes through the drive-through?
So, well, I mean, we typically still go in because that's part of the experience. Yeah. They are another one of those buildings that periodically, and it doesn't make any sense because they're not at a crossroads, but people just run into the front of their buildings all the time.
Okay.
So they're closed a couple months a year for the fact that like a couple of times a year they get hit. Yeah, but fuck it. They're still there. They're
standing strong.
So Garbage Pail is a vanilla, but their vanilla ice cream is really good because it's like not too sweet. It's like a really perfect, like just kind of that like nice holder ice cream.
Yeah.
And then they put every candy bar you can think about. Snickers, Heath, and they crush them up.
Every single one?
M&M's.
Every single one.
Like most of them you can think about. It's got, I remember Snickers, Heath, Reese's, M&M's.
That's so many.
Yes, but because it means every bite.
Kit Kats and stuff?
No, I don't think there's some Kit Kats.
Well, you got the top, like the holy.
Like the chewy but crunchy. Mm-hmm. So every bite you get, you're getting different candy.
Okay.
With the correct creamy vanilla.
Yeah, that's
so it's like a palate cleanser
she's
every
not trying
time.
To be like star of the show.
No, she's
knows
a
that supporting actress.
Yes,
yeah.
She is holding this entire show together, literally.
Oh, yeah. Literally, and she
literally holding all the candy.
The show would not go on without her.
No, at that point you would just be weird with a pile of candy.
Yeah,
that'd be weird.
You don't want that.
But like it's great because you get those like bursts of like extra sweet of the like. You know, Snickers.
Right, with the tame vanilla.
Yeah, with the tame vanilla.
Like a good ending note, too.
Great.
Ooh, that sounds good. Can we have do they have, what are they called? Julia Gulias in Florida?
Yeah, if we get to a Moe's.
Okay.
We'll have to see if there's Moe's in the, in the Disney. I think there is in Disney Springs.
Okay.
I'll check that.
Okay, cool.
I just want to take the boat. That's my biggest thing. I was telling Caboose. I'm trying to figure out how we go on a boat. And he was like, what kind of boat? And I was like, I don't know, a boat? Like, it's technically like a little tiny ferry. Like,
you just got to ask the receptionist and they'll help us.
Oh, no. I have the whole thing planned out. Like, the whole itinerary for Disney is done.
You are such a superstar. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for being my friend.
Half the fun of Disney.
Mine is recording.
Watching.
Mine's doing this.
I think right now I'm at like 7 to 8 hours this last week or two of watching all the like how to like hack your Disney, but really it's just learning where everything is. And then there's no rides I haven't been on that I haven't already seen like a video for. So I'm prepared for every ride. Period. You get to be like surprised because you don't know what's happening on any of these rides.
No. I'm mildly terrified.
We're very excited.
Oh my God. I can't wait. It's going to be so fun. Okay, cool. Yeah. No, I
love Julie Gulia. So yeah,
Julie
we'll have
Gulia.
to figure it out.
Cherry Garcia and fucking the late night show with Jimmy. It's the Jimmy Fallon ice cream, which is funny because I don't actually like Jimmy Fallon, but the ice cream that he did with Tom and Jerry's, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got peanut butter, doesn't it?
I think it does. Yeah. Yeah.
I love a peanut butter and ice cream.
Very good.
However, ice cream is not my favorite dessert.
Oh, what's your favorite dessert?
I think my favorite dessert would be an apple crumble.
Ooh, wow. We have never made an apple crumble.
No, I wouldn't make it here in the States.
That's fair.
I don't trust it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't trust the produce here. I'll make it like I'll cook more like proper dishes when we move, when I know I can get good like produce and good like dairy.
So do you have an apple crumble? Do you like it with ice cream or do you just like an apple crumble?
No, you need it with ice cream. You need the vanilla to cut it.
Period.
Yeah. Period. And that's part of the problem is it's hard to get like good proper vanilla ice cream here.
Yeah, because it's all, again, it's that artificial kick of sweetener.
And you need the creamy ice cream.
Yeah, like I just need a mild vanilla. I need her to like just do her job, show up, and then clock out. Like
that's me. Yeah, I'm a mild vanilla.
I don't need vanilla to show up drunk at the show and like expect it to be fine, all coked out. Like no, I don't need her to do that.
You need coked out vanilla?
Coked out vanilla. That's what American vanilla is to me. She's coked out.
Okay, do you believe in aliens?
Yes. Do you believe in aliens?
I don't think so.
I mean, what's your definition of aliens though? Because my definition is any life form outside of Earth.
Okay.
Then I think they exist.
What do you think other people's definition of aliens
I think
are?
some people are like, oh, well, when you ask if you believe in aliens, some people are going to be like, oh, like jump ahead and be like, that they've been here? Yes. I think they made the pyramids.
Okay, no, they did not make the pyramids. We know how the pyramids were made.
See? That's what I'm saying. No. So a lot of people jump ahead.
Speaking of like making stuff, it was really cute, Caboose, let me be real clear. So yes, we saw Gladiator 2. Yes, we whispered through the whole thing. No, there was no one around us. The theater was incredibly empty. When you went, apparently your theater was a lot busier than ours.
It was.
We went to my favorite theater because there was 2 other people and they were way back. And we like
15 minutes in, people started walking in.
Oh no.
Yeah, like it was like actually busy.
I like looked and was like, okay, so no one's in this theater.
Nice.
And we got our tickets and then 2 other people came in, but like we're whispering. So yes, we're whispering through it, but also it's a huge theater. So like, don't worry, I'm not ruining anyone else's
and that theater is nicer than the one that I went to.
Yeah.
Because like the seats that like I went to are a lot smaller than yours.
No, gross.
Yeah. So like even though it's luxurious, it's still like not the A+ experience.
So when we're watching it, because we're both bored out of our minds, Caboose was asking me how they put like the pillars up on top of the buildings because he was like, how do they do that? And I realize I should have said aliens. Instead, I was like explaining to him that like they build them up there. They don't build the pillars all on the ground because they don't have a crane like we do now.
Yeah.
So like when they're that tall, they are assembled,
which is so scary, by the way.
Why?
Because they're so high up.
Okay.
They're so fucking high up.
Yeah, people die all the time because they fall off of scaffolding.
I mean, tragic. Like, does their family get compensated for that? Or do they just die? I'm just saying, dude.
Why would their family have been compensated?
You're right. There was no, like, union.
Caboose thought that the people, because I was thinking every person in the movie theater, because, it's Thanksgiving, and you could be having a day off, and instead, it's 10 o'clock at night, and you are indeed here working. And I'm so grateful because I love to go to the movies on holidays because, the movies are my thing. So I was like thanking every single person. I was like, thank you so much for working today.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I really appreciate you because like you've allowed me to like have, a Thanksgiving that I love. And Caboose was like, well, they probably got like time and a half or like double or triple time. And I was like, oh my God.
Not
man,
for those jobs.
This is not the job in which you're And Caboose was genuinely astonished because with his job,
he gets,
yeah, because unions have fought for him.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets like triple time on holidays.
Exactly. Yeah. No, for those jobs, no. Absolutely
you just have
not.
to work, bitch.
Yeah, and like the only thing that makes me feel better about it is the fact that like a lot of at least for me when I was working like on Thanksgiving and whatnot, I volunteered. Like there was a list of like, hey, do you want to work on Thanksgiving? Write your name down. And I always wrote my fucking name down. And that's the only time that makes me feel better about like stuff like that. But for movie theaters, you never know because it's like corporate there.
Yeah.
You know, I was working for a small business at that time.
And I feel like it's at least a little bit better than like I've worked on holidays and then no one fucking shows up. And then you're sitting there like, cool. I'm so happy you made me come into work and no one's fucking here.
Yeah. And there's 20 of us and none of us have, and 10 of us have nothing to do.
Yeah,
like,
we have nothing to do.
Yeah.
But we just have to stand here. So at least like going and doing that, I'm like, well, at least now I'm like, hey,
giving you something to do.
Yeah, you have something to do. And I'm going to be extra appreciative because like I am not working on Thanksgiving, but you are. So I can come to the movies and make fun of the stupid fucking movie.
Yeah. Fuck.
Do you have any questions for me? No, you don't because you don't like me.
Of course I like you. Oh my goodness gracious. I would ask you like, do you enjoy aloe to consume?
Oh my God, yes.
Really?
The like drinkable aloe?
Yeah, drinkable aloe.
Yeah, I know I'm weird about textures, but for some reason that's a texture I really love.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Same as like boba.
But you don't like
Which I love boba.
You don't like boiled okra.
No.
I love boiled okra.
No.
Oh, it's so good.
Okay, because here's the thing. Aloe is only one texture. So I can handle like if you've got slimy, that's the only texture you're allowed to have. Slimy can't go with anything else. I can't do slimy crunchy.
Slimy, there's a crunch of the outside of the okra, and then there's a seeds on the inside of the okra, and then there's a slime. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I don't like slime on inside of anything because it's like grapes or cherry tomatoes. The moment you have that pop. No, dude, I've stepped on too many bugs.
You don't like the slime on top of that, or is it the pop that you don't like? Because I thought it was just the pop. Okay.
You have slime.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, so this is like an alien, and then it pops. So it like, okay, so this is an alien bug I'm eating. Like I hear okra, and what I actually picture is Edgar from Men in Black.
I love Edgar.
I do as well, but I'm not gonna eat Edgar.
Oh my God.
So like that's what it makes me think of is I'm eating Edgar's baby.
I actually love Men in Black. We should rewatch that. Because I love Men in Black so much. That's actually one of my like. I would say it's nostalgic, but it's still one of my favorite movies.
But it holds up.
It holds up. It actually really does. It's so funny. The pug in Men in Black is my favorite. Frank. He's so good.
Edgar's my favorite.
Edgar's great.
He's genuinely like one of my absolute favorites.
Yeah. One of the key.
I can't do his voice, but I know all of you are thinking of it right now.
I know, right? I don't think I can do his voice either. Sure. No, I can't. One of the key memories in that movie for me is, do you guys remember when, I don't know, I think this happened in Men in Black 2 and not the first one. Or no,
also
it
I
happened
love
in the
Men in
first
Black
one.
2.
The sequel was good. What?
Also, I have some embarrassing shit to talk about real fast.
Tell me.
I need to interject.
Embarrassing.
Really fast. Yes. So, we're watching trailers and I am so upset of the Stronghold. And to be fair, I haven't watched like the last 3 of them because I refuse to let myself watch them.
Yes.
But Mission Impossible.
We saw it. Oh my God, we saw that too. And I was like, can they let this man retire?
I was so excited. No, because he's underwater this time.
Oh my, it's not.
Caboose was like, it's the same thing every time. No, it's not, because this time he's scuba diving. He's under ice. He's underwater. I can't fucking wait.
Mission Impossible, like,
I've decided that's like
23 is gonna be.
I'm gonna let it go.
It's different because he dyed his hair. Like, it's just different because he's
had
now.
more filler.
Like, literally.
He's had more Botox. It's totally different.
It's different because he went from a size A to a size C. So, like,
he's growing up. He's experiencing feelings.
I saw that too. And it's Mission Impossible 13, right?
Oh, is it really?
I think it's 13.
Oh, it's been a lot more than 3 that I haven't watched.
Oh, yeah.
But here's the thing. If it's on,
let that man go.
I'm sucked in.
Let that man go.
I'm sucked in. I'm going to watch it.
God.
It's that and James Bond. And it's always the same plot. It's the exact same plot.
Of course it is.
And I cannot get enough.
God, no.
I can't. I don't know what the stronghold
you know what I'm missing
that Mission Impossible has
in my life
what?
Is
Mission Impossible.
No, it's another fucking Ocean's 8. Like, I need another heist movie with an all-female cast. Where is that movie?
Better.
We need more of that. I want more. I need more. I'm begging.
See, I would like a Fast and the Furious of like, what is it? What do they say about family? What's the bullshit line about family?
It's something like, we're all family. It's so stupid.
But I want
your family now. It's so dumb.
I would like that, but all women.
All women.
Where only the men are arm candy.
I told you about that. So I recently watched the first Fast and Furious, and I was talking and I was like, listen, this is such a male gaze centered movie. And also I hate how all the women, even the like lead women, are still accessories to men. Hate that. Where is my scene where this Asian baddie hops up in her motorcycle and she goes, yeah, fuck you. Let's go, babe. And she gets on her motorcycle and her boyfriend just like climbs on behind her and holds her. Like, I want that because that's what y'all have been doing to us in movies. And I'm tired of it. All right.
But when that happens, they lose their mind. Everyone talks shit about it. Like, when men are not the primary character in a film.
Oh, it's so offensive.
And a woman is not like overly sexualized in it.
It's so offensive.
Then
for what?
It gets shit for ratings.
And
like Gladiator 2 has, I think it's 84%. Caboose was looking at last night.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that more women, we need to take over these platforms, period.
Yes!
Let's all make an account on Rotten Tomatoes and start rating these movies how they actually deserve to be rated, because fuck Gladiator 2. Also, Fast and Furious, I'm sorry, not a good movie. Again, it's just so ugh.
The only good part of that movie
I saw that
is
scene,
when,
by the way.
yes, thank you. Is that not game changing?
So that's what we
look. And here's the thing: you have a butt, so it's a very different experience for you. Growing up with no butt, like I recognize I now have a butt.
Yes.
But also, I'm next to like a big bootied friend, so no one pays attention to my butt.
But you work for yours.
Yeah, I had to work hard for mine. So it's much like I had to work hard for my money.
Yep.
I had to work hard for my ass. So I'm proud of it. But like, no man was ever going to look at me and be like, I want to pick you up by your ass. And that was the only scene that I fucking cared about, because I was like, do I want to be picked up by my butt, or do I want to kiss Michelle Rodriguez and pick her up by her butt?
Dude. Because
that was the most iconic scene from that entire movie, because I was like, I want to be Michelle Rodriguez. I want to be with Michelle Rodriguez.
So y'all watched Gladiator 1 before Gladiator 2?
Yeah.
I was chipping through Fast and Furious.
Yes.
Before Gladiator 2. And I saw that
was
scene.
much better.
I saw that scene and I was like, oh, this is a scene.
Yeah.
That was hot. Yeah, that was hot.
That was the best part. You're like, okay,
nice.
perfect. But yeah, otherwise, like the entire thing. And like, don't get me wrong, for the time, like Michelle Rodriguez was the best you were going to get when it came to like a badass woman.
Yeah.
Like that was it. Like,
well, yeah, because she has her own solo scene where she's about to race that dude. I also saw that. And she's about to race that dude. And he's just like, hey, honey, if I win, what about a piece of that sweet ass? And she was like, listen, if you're looking for ass, go down Hollywood Boulevard. But if you're looking for an adrenaline rush, come and race me for $2,000.
Yeah.
If you win, you get $2,000. If I win, I get $2,000. Are you going to race me or what? And he's like making all these sexist comments to her. And she's like, so are we racing? And he decides yes. And of course, she fucking just pummels him on the ground. Yeah, I see that.
That was the most we got when it came to like strong female characters.
I was actually very surprised that she even had a solo scene without her being like in the presence of.
Well, because you were allowed
like,
one.
Yeah.
One strong female per movie. It's much like a tattoo shop. You're allowed like one female hire.
Yep. And that's it.
That's it. You get one diversity hire.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
God.
I forgot. I found something here. Oh. How would you define a good friendship? We're going to pivot hard here.
Aww. Ours.
That's it? You would say all. So your definition, Callista's definition of a good friendship is, aww.
That was a very good question. I think a good friendship is a friendship in where you and the other person involved in that friendship are both allowed to speak your minds without being afraid.
Shut up. No, you're not.
That's not true.
I'm so sorry.
Shut up.
I don't know why that was so funny.
A good friendship is owning a tattoo shop and a podcast together.
No, I'm so sorry. Please continue. A good friendship is where you're allowed to speak your mind. I don't actually want to ruin that.
You speak your minds and know that you're both safe to do that, and like you get just like, I don't know, it's that like eternal like want to know each other. That continuation of like, we still want to know about each other. We still want to know how you feel, or like how you used to feel. So you used to feel like this. How do you feel about it now? And like seeing each other grow, and like just that like support system in which like we couldn't find in our families.
Yeah.
That's like a good friendship to me, where you've built that like trust, support, and like, I don't know, just like
eternal curiosity.
Eternal curiosity. That's a great way to put it. Thank you.
That's my favorite, like one of my favorite things about watching movies with you is that like I get to see them through a completely different lens. So I was talking to one of our friends. Yeah. You know who I'm talking about, who we talk about all the time now. But we need to stop using his name on the podcast. But I was talking to him because he had asked me how I felt about the movie Wicked or the like play. And I was like, oh, like I'm not a huge like Wizard of Oz person because I've got some like residual trauma from it. And he was like, okay, I'll say no more. And I was like, no, like, please tell me about it, because like, if you love it, I want to know what it is you love about it.
Everything.
Because I am able to change like how I view something if someone else loves something. Yeah. But I need to know that. So if I have like a preconceived idea of something, or if I have like, you know, in that case, like residual trauma from it, then it allows me to then like, now I'm excited to go watch like it. And I think we're talking about going and watching it. And like, I'm really excited because then I get to share that with him. And like, that's how I feel with you, like watching movies and seeing them where it's like, oh, I never like, this sounds so silly now, but I never thought of Fast and Furious as a male centric movie because I only grew up in like, when we talk about that movie as like a representation of that time frame. Yes, it really is, because a representation of that time frame was you got to be one of two women. You were either the bitch that like, sure, like maybe one dude like would like think you're hot and like choose you to be his girl, but every other dude was just making sexist comments to you, or you got to be the victim. And you're like, oh no, I'm just like a sister and it's so sad. Literally. And so I like was so entrenched in that world, I never got to see it from a side of like, oh, that's because this entire existence is like male coded and I lived in a male coded world. So I was like, okay, so these are the roles you can play.
Yeah, it's way different applying the principles that we know now into that movie and going into it like that.
Well, and especially because like you're coming in from a world in which you're like, this is fucking sexist. And for me being like, oh, fuck, it is.
It's sexist from like, all sides, too. It's not just like, even like the fucking extras. Yeah. The way that they're told to act is so sexist. The whole thing is saturated with this idea that, again, women are accessories to men.
Well, and that men cannot show emotions unless it is just like, oh, yeah, man, that's it. Like, there's no vulnerability in it.
There's no real conversation or real connection between men.
And
it's
so,
all just
like,
assumed, you know? We're just assuming that we're all family. But we haven't actually had a conversation on what hurts us.
Or on what family means to us. Like, what that actually means. Because, like, we talked a little bit about that, about, like, okay, so we now talk before holidays about, like, what the, like, expectation, like, what it is we want to do, like, what we're hoping to get out of that, so that way everyone's needs can be met. Yeah. Because, like, for me, like, in this, I guess to circle back and answer that question, is that a good friendship is the, like, wanting to meet someone else's needs, but not the detriment of your own. And it is that like eternal curiosity where I love being like, what's your opinion on this? Yeah, totally. And if it disagrees with mine, then I'm like, please tell me more. Yeah. Because the amount of fucking garbage ass movies that you've somehow made me love because you love them and you make them funny. And it's so frustrating because I, as a person who is a bit of a snob about movies, a little bit I think I've earned because I watch a crazy amount of films and I like to dissect them a lot. But I am a bit of a snob about it. And then you come along with the most unhinged films. And then I have to be like, but then they're good unhinged because they all have like one scene, like Creep. I will never for the rest of my life not love that movie for showing him dropping down and crawling away. Because you always think about that part when you're like, wait,
Where did
in
he go?
Scream, where did he go? And the fact that they showed that is the funniest fucking thing in the world.
It's so good.
It's so good.
I cannot wait to show you Creep 2.
I can't
I've been
wait.
talking about this movie for years.
You have.
The second one is actually better than the first. It's very rare that
I don't
happens.
believe you.
It's so good. You're gonna love it.
That's the problem though, is I still don't believe you. I
It's a
like want to,
distrust.
but I'm like,
Bitch, and that's the process with movies with us too. Is like
Yeah.
you hate it,
yeah.
but then like
But
the
it seeps
longer
in.
it seeps in, it's like a toxin. It's like,
Yeah.
oh no, now I'm always thinking about
Yeah.
this fucking movie.
It's like a hot sauce. I'm like, oof.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wait. Oh no, I
Maybe?
quite like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's memorable. It changes your life.
Yeah.
Dare I
Damn
say.
it. Why are all these fucking, they're like deep questions. Think of a question. Let me find something
They're meant
funny.
to be deep.
I don't want a deep question.
That's fair. I mean, here's the thing.
What?
We get deep without us even knowing that we're going to get deep. So, for example,
We're just so deep, man.
we just think we think differently. Literally gross. That was so gross. I hate that. I hate that so much. What?
I got a great question. I'm really excited.
Okay.
Sorry, I just keep interrupting you. My
No,
ADHD is popping.
Mine too. It's actually so
Yeah,
bad.
but mine involves me like cutting you off, and I generally feel bad about that.
Trixie and Katya, have you seen the amount of times that Trixie's like, oh, it's so funny. There's like segments of Trixie cutting Katya off, and it doesn't make Trixie less likable. It's
Okay.
funny. It's
well, I don't
fine.
care about being less likable. I just feel bad for you.
Oh, I don't give a fuck.
Perfect. Okay, so then what is your all-time favorite movie and or book?
Oh my god. Okay, so my favorite book, hot take, East of Eden. Love that book.
I need to listen to that book because you've
It's-
talked about it a bunch.
Yes, I have.
Wait,
And
why'd you just get a face of disgust?
because okay, to be fair, I haven't read it as an adult though, so I'm a little bit concerned going back into it. So I'll read it.
That's hard.
I'll listen to it with you if you want.
Okay. But I'll
just
look at it
experience
from
again.
like how old were you when you read it?
I think I was 16, 17.
Yeah, so I'll just look at it from a 16, 17 perspective.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I loved East of Eden not for the male characters. I loved East of Eden because there is one singular female character, Caitlin, who, well, she technically goes by a bunch of different names.
Okay, because I have a hard time with that name.
Oh, she changes her name all the time. She is constantly changing her name and her identity in the name of evil. Homegirl, there's so many different characters of East of Eden. They're all somehow connected to this one character because she does whatever the fuck she wants. She does whatever the fuck she wants. And I love her so much. She becomes a prostitute at one point, lives
Love
her
it.
best fucking life.
Love it.
Then, some rich guy falls in love with her. She marries him, whatever. And then she gets bored and leaves him. And he's heartbroken. And it's amazing.
Okay, so it's you.
It's so good. So it's me.
So 16-year-old
It's
you was
so
like,
good.
freedom, baby.
Freedom. And she doesn't
Yeah.
care. And she's like, no, I feel like being a prostitute again. And he's like, why? You have everything that you need. And she's like, I gave you, son. I don't really give a fuck about anything else. I'm out. Like
Yes.
it's so iconic.
Okay.
And I don't think that
That sounds
anybody
great.
read East of Eden for that, but I did. So
I can't wait.
Just idolized her so much. And she is just wonderful. Just a wonderful. So favorite book. That's my favorite
Perfect.
book. Favorite movie.
If you say Twilight, I swear to God.
Listen, I thought about it. No, what I actually thought about first was Shaun of the Dead. Has got to be my favorite movie. There's something about Shaun of the Dead that, would you like a top off? I don't have juice for you. Okay. Shaun of the Dead has got to be my favorite movie because it's the perfect amount of zombies. I love zombies so much, but it's the perfect humor and the way that it's edited, the parallel that like continuously happens. That, like as the movie goes, I don't know what the time frame is between the parallels, but it's stacked. So when it first starts, there's going to be like, we'll just say arbitrarily 45 minutes into the movie, a parallel to that scene. And then
Yep.
it keeps going. And
It is
the parallels keep going and then they all interact.
cinematically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So clever.
The repeating of the scenes as
Yeah.
somebody is like, oh, wait. And then he goes, okay, this. And
Yeah.
they go, oh, wait. And then it's pivot. It is so well done. I will
Thank you.
easily say, as someone who like loves film, it is one of my like top films of all time. Yeah.
I'm so glad you
Perfect.
agree. It's so
Because
good.
once again, comedy,
Mhm.
zombies can go really wrong,
Mhm.
like really easily.
It can go so cheesy so fast.
Yeah. And like the zombies are not cheesy, even though it's really funny. And I feel like that's like a really hard line to like do.
They like threaded that needle perfectly.
Yeah, because like the girl in the garden is actually creepy.
She's hella creepy
if you're like,
looking.
no, she's not creepy, mute it. Because the music, i.e. them also singing, does a lot to add a lot of comedy. But if you are to mute that movie,
Yes.
and like just I've
the
watched
FX like makeup people worked it.
scary.
It's actually
Yeah.
terrifying. Like the zombies look very
I watched
scary.
the entire thing because I was on a flight and my screen was bothering Caboose. Like we were flying. I think we were flying from England.
Yeah.
No, we were flying from Japan. And he was really sick and was like just trying to sleep. And so like my screen was on, he couldn't sleep and he was like sleeping on me. But there was a person that was like an aisle up. So, you know,
Where
you
you
do
can
that thing where you
see
can
the-
watch theirs. And so I watched the whole thing with no sound and was like, this is actually scary.
The way they move
Like
is freaky. Yeah.
and like it's very visually appealing. So even without the sound, great.
Yep.
And like I think that in and of itself, because then of course the music is iconic and like the dialogue is great, and that person had like subtitles, so I got to like read it and enjoy it without any noise.
Yep.
And watch the whole fucking thing and was perfectly happy watching it, which I'm typically gonna be like, dude, this sucks.
Yeah.
But I just had headphones in playing like my
Random shit, yeah.
Well, I was listening to an audiobook, watching that, and I was like, this is great.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you agree, because that movie is just like classically, like if I were to come up with a perfect movie, like if I had made it, I wouldn't change anything about it. I love that movie so
Nice.
much. And like I like one day we'll be able to make a cohesive like music video or like even just a snippet. Like I would love to go into videography in that way, in a more artistic way. But like I just think about like if I were to make a movie and if it were Shaun of the Dead, I'd retire. Like just perfect. Have no notes.
But I think that's also where like Simon Pegg has been in so many films that are iconic for that. Because like Hot Fuzz, Jesus Christ, it's like frustrating how good that is.
Hot Fuzz is so
All
funny.
like they're so. It's also why I love the new Mission Impossible, because Simon Pegg's in it.
Is
And
he
that-
really?
Yes.
Oh my god, how did I miss that?
Yeah, dude, he's been in the last several. And I'm so happy because that means he's getting that Mission Impossible money.
Oh yeah, you deserve it. 100%.
And like, yeah.
Yeah, they have so he has like this like Japanese water lily in Hot Fuzz.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I got so attached to that fucking plant, but just because of Hot Fuzz. I got so attached. I'm like, that is
But
amazing.
that's also a good movie.
It's so good.
Really,
And like whenever I see
absolutely.
like that plant in like Lowe's or Home Depot, I'm like, oh, I want it. And we're moving. So I'm like, I'm not gonna get it.
Well, we
but
can
I'm
get
like,
it when we get there.
Exactly.
That
I'm
can
like,
be
I
the
need
one plant we have at the
the
shop.
Hot Fuzz. I need the Hot
Yes.
Fuzz water lily in the fucking shop. That would be
I love
beautiful.
that.
Yes. Yeah.
We can put little Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead stuff with it.
cute.
Because I'm trying to make
My little
shrines to
corner.
movies.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
I want, it's like basically the same as my tattoos. I'm like, I want these to represent movies.
Yeah, I need it to
Yeah,
represent.
not me
That's
getting a fucking elf tattoo.
a great idea, by the way.
Yeah, just
okay.
because.
Favorite book and favorite movie?
Ooh, I don't know why I asked that question when I don't have the answer.
That's okay. That you consume a lot of media.
Yeah.
So there's so many to pick from.
I love so many books. I would say probably the book that like comes to mind, which is also like akin to the movie, would be Gone Girl, because that was one of those, when you listen to that genre, a lot of them get like your predictable, all of that. Gone
We all
Girl.
know, yeah, what's gonna happen.
And Gone Girl was so much so that when Caboose, I've told this story on here before, so sorry if you already heard it, but Caboose came home right at the moment when you find out that the husband was cheating, and I was folding laundry, and I was like, you need to go. Go be somewhere else right now. I need to know what happens to see if you're a piece of shit or not.
That's hilarious.
Especially because like they definitely in the movie did a good job like casting Ben Affleck. And if you know my husband, he looks like sad Ben Affleck.
He does. He really does.
So, and if you don't believe me, Just look at pictures of, just type in Sad Ben Affleck.
Specifically the one where he's got a donut, like a Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee and a cigarette.
Yeah.
That one is like
it looks like
peak.
caboose.
Yeah.
And we do get it, like when we're traveling, people will occasionally, when I am, probably around this weight, when I'm a little bit fluffier, people will be like, does anyone ever tell you look like Scarlett Johansson? If you can see my cleavage. I have not gotten it since I tattooed my chest though. So I think that more accurately, I just have the same boobs as her.
Yeah.
I don't think I have the same face.
No, you actually do, like facial structure wise, yes, but it, like you said, it's only when you're fluffier.
Yeah,
because when you when you have the cheeks, you look like Scarlett Johansson, and when you put on that wig and you were Black Widow that one Halloween, I'm like, my best friend's literally Scarlett Johansson. You guys, that's crazy.
And like, caboose is
Ben Affleck
when he's sad.
Only when he's sad.
Yeah. But in the book, when she describes him, I was like, oh my God. Like, you know, we all put ourselves in that book, which is probably why you love being a prostitute.
So, yes.
Yeah. Because we all put ourselves in this book.
Well, it's the fact that, like, he was, like, living like a luxurious life and was like, I don't want to do this. Like,
that's why I liked, oh my God, what was the movie we watched? Where she, her name was Bella, and she was a, like a baby brain inside of a woman body.
Yes. Oh, it was so good. It was like Fantastic Something. No, it was like Unpredictable Unsomething.
I don't remember. I can't even remember her name.
But
now.
it was
Emma
Stone.
Emma Stone. Yeah.
With Mark Ruffalo.
Yes.
Yep.
And like iconic and amazing. And it was so good because once again, she's like, I don't give a fuck. Okay, we'll try this. We'll do that. And I love.
Yeah, she's like, you want to have sex with me? Okay, I'll have sex with somebody else. Like, it's just it was amazing.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I'm heartbroken. She's like, why? So iconic.
But I will just go with the movie that came to mind, which is just quite silly, is Born Identity.
Born Identity?
Yes, I think that movie, because I love an amnesia movie the same way that I love
an amnesia.
I love.
Why do I have all these skills?
Yes.
Why can't I speak Russian?
The scene of him, like
Born Identity is your movie.
Shut up. No judgment. Curiosity.
You're right. I'm with curiosity.
First off, my tattoo is a combination of Born Identity when he stabs him with a pen and
you have said that
Shaun
before.
of the Dead.
Yes, you've said that
That's
before.
why I got that pen tattooed on me. Because I think about it when the scene where, like, I'm gonna get deep for a second here, but the idea of like not knowing who you are, and not knowing why you have these skills, and like oh my God, I didn't realize how deep I was going to get. I often feel like that when I'm drawing, or more accurately when I'm tattooing, where I'm like, where did this come from? Like, where is this from? Like, when I know I can just do something, and I'm like, but how do I know this? And when it's specifically the scene in the restaurant where he's like, I don't know who I am.
Yeah.
He's like, I know that he has a gun there, or like the best place for a gun is to look in that, like, trucker's, like, glove box. I know that at this altitude I can run for 5 miles flat out. I'm not getting this perfect, by the way. But like that scene of like, but I don't know who I am.
Yeah, he's like, why do I know all of this except for who I am as a person?
And like that was one of those scenes where like Matt Damon crushed it.
And he's so cute in that movie.
Yeah, and he's adorable. He's wholesome, and he wears those old man sweaters that I love.
So adorable.
That I've been trying to get Caboose to wear for the last like 20 years.
Give him another 5. It'll happen.
But it was one of those movies where it was like I guess now that I say it out loud, it's the movies of like self-discovery that I like resonate with, where it's like, well, I don't know why I can do this. Like, I don't know why I can like tattoo the way I can tattoo. And like, I came out, and I'm not saying that I came out like phenomenal, but I am also aware, because I was around other tattoo artists that were all like, dude, why the fuck are you so good and you just started? Like, I came out the gate tattooing at a higher caliber than like my peers. And like, I didn't struggle the way that other people struggle with tattooing. And it was something where I was like, why can I do this? Like, why am I just good at this? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know why why can I see a tattoo, but I can't see a drawing? Why can I like do stuff on skin, but I can't do it on paper?
You just have to trust me at that point.
And so that idea of like, okay, but I know that like, I know I can run, for 5 miles at this altitude, but I don't know like who I am. was something that just like resonated with me, where it's like those things that you know you can do and you can't explain why you can. And then like that mission of being like, but wait, why can't I? And of course it's that like flawed, like, oh no, I was a bad person, but I don't want to be a bad person thing is like gorgeous.
Yep.
Because that's also for me that parallel of, I did not realize that Born Identity was deep for me. Was that parallel of like, I did a lot of fucked up shit when I was young because I got abused and I thought that like you were meant to be cruel to people. And so like I hurt a lot of people and I used to laugh about like cruel things for people. But like, that's not who I was.
Yep.
Like internally, that's not who I am. But I look back the same way that like he looks back and is like, I've fucking done some terrible shit. And you're like, oh no, I've done terrible things and I will forever have them in my past. But like, I haven't killed anybody, to be very clear. I'm not like Jason Bourne here.
No one's
I've
dead,
not
by the
killed
way.
anyone.
Don't know how to speak Russian. We're good.
No.
Like, don't
as
have
far
a
as you
secret
know.
bank.
I've had multiple identities. I do have documentation for multiple identities.
That's hella funny.
I have multiple passports.
Oh my God, it's him. It's Jason Bourne.
But yeah, like I think that's the thing is that like I just really like, for me, is it like the world's best movie? No. But it was one of those movies that was like, I don't know, designed to be like male coded in the fact that he's like, oh, I'm a dude. But I really resonated with his character.
Yes. And it's that emotional, like, oh my God, I'm able to like actually like, I understand this character in a way that like, I don't even think the writers intended.
Yeah.
Like, I know you. I am you. I feel it.
Where
I
it's
know
like,
what
you
that feels
can't
like.
explain what that feels like to be like, I don't know why. And then also like to that level of like being like, it's basically like a young person having dementia. Like amnesia is that where like, I don't understand.
Yep.
And then also it's the correct amount of like, I love a good car scene. That's probably why I love Mission Impossible and like James Bond. I love a good car scene. I love like everything that's involved with that, like the actual coordination of the like production company.
Yep.
And so like cinematically, I just love the whole thing. And I like that like that first one ends with a beautiful, like they end up together. And I'm a huge hopeless romantic. So like it's one
really
of those
sweet.
like perfect films for me because it was like perfectly encapsulating
It hit
what I
all
went
of
through.
your like what I wanted to see in movies,
Yeah.
but then also hit the hidden unknown. Like,
yeah,
oh, I didn't
where
think
I'm like,
that you would.
I want to see a dude that's hot, but that's also a badass, but is secretly a sweetheart.
Yes, but then also boy gets with girl, boy
Yes.
loses girl, boy gets girl back. But
Boy
then,
gets a new, or girl gets a new hairdo.
oh, period.
mid-film.
Yes, so good. So good. And then
That's
again,
me.
it hit that subconscious level of like, I don't think you guys realized that I was going to relate to this character so much. That is a beautiful reason to love Born Identity. Thank you for sharing.
Thanks.
That's real friendship, by the way. Yes, I was laughing at Born Identity. But yeah. And you know what's crazy? I'm going to do a quick like 180. I know we're at over an hour.
Whatever. No one cares. They're here. You're here or you're not here. It's fine. We're just talking
You're
to
here or
ether.
you're not. We really are.
Yeah.
That whole monologue about you loving Jason Bourne, this is going to sound so unrelated and crazy, actually made me realize what I wanted tattooed on my other hand. just because you said that.
Oh, what are you?
Oh
wait,
my God.
can you share?
I
You
will
want-
absolutely
okay,
share.
yes.
So when you were like, oh, I can't explain why I can tattoo well. And like, I don't know, like, it's so frustrating. I don't know why I have these skill sets. I don't know who I am. Like, how do I know all this? In my brain, I was all like, some things you're not meant to know.
Oh.
And one of those things for me, because I'm not okay with not knowing a lot of the times why I'm doing that. I'm so okay with not knowing why I gravitated towards art because it just makes sense to me. I'm like, we were meant to do this. That's why. In my brain, it was such an easy, like, no, it's sometimes the simple answer is we were meant to do it. And it sounds so hippie frou-frou, hippie.
Yeah.
Ooh-la.
I don't know. I agree with that.
Yeah. I'm just like, in this universe, I think parallel universes exist. There's alternate different versions of me. But like in this specific one, I was made to fucking tattoo.
Yeah.
And I feel like you were too, obviously. Yes, of course. And for me, I'm like, well, we were just meant to do that. It wasn't something out of our choice. It's just, we have to do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's
That's
call
that's
us
that
from the
pull.
void.
Yeah, that thing that's like
Yes.
that's it. Like
call the wild. Like we have to
the
fucking
same thing
do it.
that like New Zealand did, where like the moment I was like, oh, this is how they're handling the pandemic, which is a very like technical aspect.
Yeah.
But then I was like, that that place, that is my future. And like, it's so hard to explain to people when they're like, why New Zealand? And you're like, can I just say that like it's supposed, why tattooing?
Why did I get into tattooing?
Yeah. Why am I not a painter?
Yeah.
Like,
why am I not like, I don't know, working a corporate job? Why am I not like,
it's so weird.
Working for a bank? You know, like it's the same thing where it's just like, I was meant to do this. I feel that pull. And that's how I feel about tattooing. And when you were talking about that with Jason, with Born Identity. Now we can say Born Identity is the reason why. You and Born Identity is the reason why I know what I'm going to get on my other hand. But I really want a cartridge, but actively tattooing. And I want it to tattoo a straight up like line of it. So you know what I mean? With the needle coming out and there's a little bit of ink here and just a straight up line going across or something.
Bitch.
Actively, yes. Yes, I want that tattooed on me. That'd be so fun.
What style?
New school.
Okay, I was going to say, wait, are you looking at me because you want me?
Well,
you guys.
I mean, like, it was only correct, but only if you're interested.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I would love that on my other hand.
like, have been thinking about drawing a new school cartridge, but I'm like, why? No one's going to fucking get this thing tattooed. Like,
I'm like,
that's the frustrating part about, like, this style of, like, it sounds really weird. But I feel like I'm a tattoo artist that was meant to tattoo other tattoo artists because all the shit that I'm like, no, but I love this industry. I know that it frustrates me, but like, I love what we do.
Yep.
In a way. Oh, look, we're finally talking tattoos. Tattoo homework is talking tattoos.
And we'll talk about butt sex later.
So yeah, like I think that's the thing is it's like so hard when you, especially like in the culture that Reno is where it's very like, obviously tattoos, like tattoo artists tend to be very click based.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
But like, I'm not a click based person. Like I just want to like, you know, float in and float out. But like in South Carolina, I tattooed a bunch of tattoo artists and like they were like, yes, this art is the shit. And it was great because it was like, I got to tattoo lots of tattoo machines and tattoo related things. And I'm like, it's a hard thing to explain. We're like, but I love everything to do with tattooing. Like I would love to tattoo ink caps on people and like the most random tattoo shit.
Oh my God, yes.
That's like, that's like specific to our industry. That's hard to explain to the general public, but it's like, but like the average person isn't going to get a motor.
Yeah, the average person isn't going to get an ink cap.
Yeah.
I love an ink cap, by the way. That'd be dope.
Perfect, yeah.
But yeah, I just, it's one of those things where it's like, unfortunately too, like Reno does not like new school.
Yeah.
And I beg day and night. I'm like, get this, please get it. And they still are just like crickets.
Yeah.
I don't want that. And I'm like, okay, fine.
I know. That's also why I like raffling shit off because then you get to hold people hostage. Like, it has to be new school.
Turns out you're getting a new school tattoo. Congratulations.
Yeah, it turns out I get to like do what I want as an artist.
And I mean, the trade-off is I'm going to think about that piece for the rest of my life.
I still think about my last tattoo in South Carolina because I got to tattoo it Deadpool like with the kite with the paper airplane.
That was your last one?
Yeah. Because awesome. I raffled off my last tattoo, and then the person that like won it was like, "Actually, I've decided I don't want this." And then, a couple people had like put in for more than a couple people, but like a lot of people had put in for it. And then one of my like all-time favorite clients got it, and he, and I was like, I would love to do this as a tramp stamp because I think it would be hilarious. And he was the burliest, manliest motherfucker, but that kind of man that's like so secure in his manhood that he doesn't give a fuck.
So secure that he got a tramp stamp
of cheapy ass Deadpool, the artwork that to this day is hanging in my booth.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was a tramp stamp.
Yes.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God, whoever you are, you're amazing.
So funny. And I love him so much for that. So it really is that case of like, I'm sure he sees it, has a good chuckle, hopefully has a good chuckle and isn't like, I can't believe I fucking got this tattoo.
Yeah.
But I think about that. Like, yeah, there are those pieces that you look at that you're like, I'm going to remember it for the rest of my life because I felt like seen and heard as an artist. Like, and I felt so like connected and understood. And that was that thing that like, since leaving South Carolina, I've struggled with so much because I feel like weirdly enough, even though like people think about like the South as being this like incredibly conservative place, there were so many people that like got me in a way that they don't get me here.
Yeah.
That, like, Caboose was talking about it was that like the people here, like the artists here are like all trying to be artists.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's
because they think it's cool.
It's so hard because it's almost like, okay, this is going to sound so mean. It's one of those things where I'm like, okay, so this is the only thing that makes you special. So therefore, you are trying too hard to the point where it feels disingenuous.
Well, it's also gatekeeping. It's like, no,
gatekeeping.
I'm an artist. And you're like, no, but I personally believe that every single person is an artist about whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
So like people that love numbers, that is an art form.
Mm-hmm.
The way in which you can do that is an art form. And like, to me, that art is not the like production of something. It is that pull that means you have to do that thing.
Yeah, it's the call. It's the call of the wild. It's that void is pulling you in. And I just can't explain this, but it's that need to put it out of me. Yeah.
Yeah. To be like, I have to create this in order to like feel good. And like, that's such a hard thing to explain to people, to be like, but like, it's why I personally, it is so painful for me every single, and it's never meant to be a painful thing, but every single time a client's like, are you going to tattoo when you move? And I'm like,
I know.
This is like,
I don't mean to be offensive,
No.
but it's so offensive.
But it's so offensive because I'm like, this is it. Like I have been in the tattoo industry since I was 16 years old. I was literally a child.
How else do I say that I love this shit?
Yeah, like
For you guys to get it.
I am about to be 38 years old. So I have spent more than 20 years as an active participant of this industry. But like, 11 when I met Hedge is when I got to start looking at tattoo magazines, and I was like, this is it. Like, this is the thing that I'm supposed to be, and getting in trouble for arguing with my art teachers, being like, I'm going to be a tattoo artist. And it's a hard thing to explain to like, I want to say kids, but like young people nowadays. It's just like, no, back then that was a fucking bad thing.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't seen as an art form. It wasn't seen as a career. It was not seen as like a way in which you could pay your bills. But instead, it was this like, why would you like, you're like, I remember my high school art teacher being like, but you're a really good artist. Why would you do that to yourself? And I'm over here like, what are you talking about? This is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Like you get to create on the best canvas in the world.
Yeah, you are literally like the like expanding experience of like, no, this is taking your art to the next level. It's permanency. It's touching and like affecting somebody else's body and soul, and like it's intimate, it's vulnerable, it is.
Well, and you have one shot.
You got
one
one shot to make it count.
Yeah,
you better
like,
make it fucking count.
This line fucking matters, so I better make sure I get it right. But also, like, yeah, like it's that connection with another human being. And then honestly, like for me, it's very like, it's not even the like permanency of it, because like, I mean, it's not permanent.
No.
People die. Like, people get tattoos covered up, removed, like changed. Totally. Like, so like for me, it's that like the actual like skin itself is the only canvas that makes sense in my brain.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Like it's the only one where I'm like, no, but I know what this does on skin. The way that like I cannot do with a paintbrush. I can't do
because it's not the same canvas.
Like it's not like, none of them make sense the way that like skin, like a needle to skin is something that like makes true sense. And that's like that old Jason Bourne thing where I'm like, I can't explain that like the first like tattoo I did where I did it on pigskin and I did line work, and I still like years later looked at that line work and was like, dude, I would look at that and be like, that's good line work.
Oh, wow.
Hell yeah. Like you just never had shit line work. Like
totally.
Well, minus my frog right here.
Well, to be fair, you're like this.
Yeah, but like that's the problem is like when you're in that place, you don't think about like, yo, you can't physically like hold your thing like that.
I'm just saying, if you had like, I don't know, an extra set of arms, you'd be unstoppable at that point.
I would knock out so many tattoos. Yeah.
Different sets of eyes too.
Don't get me started on my eyeballs.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, I cannot believe Born Identity is the reason why you let me like that unlocked in my brain. Because tattoo ideas, by the way, too, I'm a firm believer that they have to come to you.
Oh, yeah.
Right? In order for you to know. And I think it's so fucking funny that Born Identity is...
Well, because I've never even figured out my tattoo for tattooing. like that's not been like figured out, where I'm like, I don't know what tattoo I get to like celebrate like
the love that
the love I have of tattooing, which I think is partly that like tattooing myself with it's like with all the clouds on my chest and being like, yeah, because I live with my head in the clouds. Like,
Yep.
I live in that place where like I'm aware that the way that I walk through this world is in a place of like, I don't understand. You're saying something can't happen. That doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like that doesn't register to me when they're like, well, how do you do that? And I'm like, what? How do you not? It just like doesn't, the doubt doesn't register in that.
Mm-hmm.
So then when I talk to other people, I realize I'm like, oh no, I live with my head in the fucking clouds.
Yep.
I live just like you just do. In the most non-offensive way. Like
no, literally. That's like who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's stunning to watch. And I'm so excited.
Thanks.
When you do figure out your tattoo, I would love to know.
You will not be the person that does it.
Oh, okay. I'm just, I'm not saying that I want to be. I'm just saying that I'm excited to see it. Damn.
You're obviously the person. You're my tattoo soulmate, dude.
You're like, I want this. And it's like the most like fucked up tattoo I've ever done in my life. No.
Oh, I would be like, you have to tattoo me left-handed.
That's your tattoo. It's
It's a left-handed heart.
Fuck.
Like, you must put a left-handed heart on me.
I love me a fucked up tattoo on purpose, though. That is the best.
Me
when it's
too.
not on purpose. God.
Well, that's also why, like, obviously you're gonna fix this.
Oh yeah.
I just did some gray wash outline.
It's super light.
Yeah, so like it's very easy.
Yeah.
But I've started working on my chest. Because I'm impatient and the light's flashing, telling us we're almost done with this episode at almost an hour and a half. So if you are watching on YouTube and we're going dark, that's why.
That is 100% why.
But I have done some gray wash outlines of some floating things. And so I have, I forgot what his name is, but the little penguin from...
Oh, that's good lighting, actually.
Elf. And I tattooed... Oh my God, why am my brain's not working?
Long-legged Larry.
Yeah, long-legged Larry.
And my favorite, I love that you got... It's a hot air balloon. That was at the hot air balloon race.
Because I told you before when it came to Bing Bong, is that there is this thing that I never understood that parents got all their favorite, like their kids' favorite stuff tattooed on them. But then like, the same thing happened with Bing Bong where like I liked Bing Bong. He was fine. He was great. But watching you experience Bing Bong was such a beautiful moment.
Oh my God.
That I was like, I need that forever. And I used to think about when I would tattoo people, I swear to God, guys, I'm almost done. I used to think about like if I tattoo people and they're like, what if your kid decides they don't like this later? But it's that like, it's a timestamp.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, I don't care because they liked it then and it was beautiful to witness.
And that was the thing is watching you sob over Bing Bong. The way that like so many other people have sobbed. And it is that like my love of like, you know, cinema and how we all like have those feelings together. But then also like, it was one of those moments where I really felt like that I was getting to like witness your life and like your experiences. That I was like, I want that on me. I want it.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Also, he's adorable because he reminds me of the Snuffleupagus I had when I was a kid.
Snuffleupagus.
Yeah. And, like, that's how I feel about Long-Legged Larry. Like, I'm like, no, that was one of those iconic songs because, like,
so good.
Eventually I have to get a zombie because, like, the other, you know, zombie song that, like, I love that Caboose does. And, like, I'll have to get a Code Monkey because, like, Caboose likes those, like, really kind of, like, unhinged songs that make me love them.
Yes. Code Monkey's really great.
Yeah. And so is the, like, I'm Gonna Eat Your Brain song.
Yep.
It's one of my favorite songs. So it's like a little mini musical that you get to go on with the journey of all of those.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so perfect. And I'm so excited. Oh, well, this turned out to be a very wholesome episode. On the tail end of things. You guys learned so much.
Oh, and I'm so excited to draw your tattoo.
I'm very excited for you to, like, free reign, new school, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
You do whatever the fuck you want.
I love the idea of a line.
Yeah. My only thing is, like, it needs to be an active, like, needle going and tattooing the line or whatever you want it to be.
Also, because we get to show the needle going into the skin.
Yep.
It's so good.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm stoked.
That's my only thing.
It's right there in your knuckle, and then this is where it goes in.
It's like straight up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And if you want to put an ink cap in there, you can, but no pressure. I mean, whatever
you
like.
can fit an ink cap right there. You can do that, and then there's a... Do you want a straight line?
I want whatever you want.
Okay, I
Whatever
kind
looks
of
good.
want it to be a straight line because it
That'd
won't
be
ever
hilarious.
be perfectly
Yeah,
straight.
it's just show
So that's
people
even
stuff.
funnier. So you see when my hand is flat, it's straight. But then when I do this, it goes.
And that's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's it goes. Then it's an accurate
makes a
example.
turkey noise.
And it's perfect. It makes a turkey noise. I'll do that for all of my consults going
Exactly.
forward, and people will learn. Yeah, that's just what tattoos do. When they move with your body, that's what they look like. Your straight lines
Hell
and your
yes.
perfect circles.
Oh my god,
will
that means
never
I
be straight
tattooed
and
both
perfect.
your hands.
Mhm.
That's big
So
pressure.
exciting. Yeah, whatever you want, truly. I don't care.
Amazing. Okay. We
All right.
love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with us for almost an hour and a half. If you enjoyed it, like, review, share, all that shit I'm supposed to say to like spread the word. If you know people in
Spread
New
the
Zealand,
gossip.
we are moving to New Zealand. So we will continue the podcast when we're there. We
Yes.
would also like to get some Kiwi friends. So
Yeah.
please hook us up with your friends in New Zealand so we can meet people.
Yeah, hook me up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
I'm joking.
No, we're not talking about butt sex right now.
No
So
butts.
we must end really quickly
Unless
on
it's you
what
receiving.
was your
Sorry.
win for the week? I'll start. My win is that we both are getting our house ready for a showing tomorrow, and then we had no dopamine.
Yeah.
And you had suggested a movie, and I said that's great. And then I was
Yes.
like, you know what? We could spend time with our people,
Yeah, and record.
and so we recorded a podcast.
I got a lot of
and
dopamine.
I got all the dopamine that I need to not finish doing the kitchen and wait till tomorrow morning. Wake up at 6 and do it.
I'm waiting for that ADHD panic to hit so that way I can actually do stuff. Because until then, it's just pulling teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll probably now watch a movie and just hang out. But,
Absolutely. I would love
I'm
that.
so happy. And we will be back next week with probably an episode about Disney because if you know us, we fucking love Disney.
I love Disney so much. I think my win for the week, honestly, would be probably just working and still working hard and putting out like good tattoos.
Yeah.
That's it. That's my only win. It's like I'm still working. So that's it.
And you had a chill Thanksgiving.
I had such a good Thanksgiving with
Yeah.
you guys. Thank you so much. It was so chill. And
No,
I felt
thank you.
equally rested and recharged, which is
Yes.
two things that you never feel during Thanksgiving. So
Yeah.
I felt very grateful for that.
Yeah.
So yes, that's my win for the week.
So on that note, we love you guys so much.